Let's go in here and get, let's see, what do I want to tackle first? Let's go in and tackle the nose first. So I'm just going to go in here and grab some UVs in the nose. And I'm going to use this lovely relax thing here. If you just grab it and you go like this, holy cow, look what it does. Okay, it does this nice little job of sorting out this area for me. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to switch over here to the scale tool, because I find the nose is not getting a lot of texture space and I think it needs it. So I'm just going to go and take this, and I'm going to push this thing over to the center here. And then I can scale out. Okay, and I'm getting some more texture along here. And I might even just go and pull this out just a tad. There, something like that. And then if I go into these areas and I use that relax tool again, okay, it'll sort stuff out for me. And see what happens if I do this. That almost worked. It's got something around, the nose is stretching a little bit here. Let's just go and, I'm going to go and deselect some of these ones around the nostril here and see what happens when I do this. Those ones still want to kind of come back. Okay, so I'm going to take some of these other ones underneath here and see what happens when I do that. Ones around the nose are still flaking out a little bit. Let's see what happens if I go and I pull these and I go and I use the relax there. And I'm just going to leave those alone. So I'm just kind of deselecting stuff and kind of figuring out how it relaxes best. And just grab this whole area here, relax. Okay, that should be good. And then I got this whole freaking area around the mouth. Let's just go and grab this. I think I did something goofy here earlier. I just went and scrunched it all in or something like that. There. I just used the relax on that. That actually did a fairly good job. I could have pulled points and moved them around and stuff like that, but this worked out fairly well. And let's just go and grab some of this, some of that, use that relax on it. Okay, what's this looking like? It's stretching a little bit right in here. What happens if I pull these points here over this way? Then I go in here and I grab some of this stuff and I use that relax function here. And I'm using these to lock this area down. So it moves around and it opens that up fairly well. Okay, and that's starting to sort itself out a little bit. And actually, let's just grab these points here and pull them down this way, and then I'm going to try doing that trick again over here. And it looks like it's almost working. There. Okay, so that's good. Then I want to take a look at, say, the neck. And here, what do we got? 312. What I'm going to do with the neck is I'm just going to go in and go to the side view. And I'm going to grab a whole pile of these faces. Let's just do something like this and like this. These are the faces around the neck here that are giving me issues. They're all kind of warped and everything like that. And let's actually just check and see if I don't want to get any of these things that are up here. Okay, great. Those are deselected. And I'll just go here to create UVs, and I'm going to use the cylindrical map. Let's flip over here to the perspective view. And remember, this thing goes between the move, scale, rotate tool and the other form of this projection here. And I can go and pull it over like this. Grab the rotate portion of the tool and rotate it like this, and you see it can start to sort itself out right up in here, doing a really smart job there. And just remember that was there, they're not occupying too much UV texture space, right? Because you're not going to notice the neck so much. I'll just put it something like that. And if I go in here to edges and I grab these edges along here, and I just hit sew. There, they've sewn together. Let's grab these UVs in this area. Dook. And let's see what happens if we start relaxing them. Almost works right in here. I'm going to deselect these because I think those are good. Okay, I don't want to have any. I'm going to get a little bit of stretching here, and I'm going to see if I can maybe smudge that around afterwards. Let's go in here and grab these edges and sew. And because I have that tool on, they won't select edges. So let's go in here and select those and sew them. Maybe I'll just quickly go and move some of these UVs up. And you can kind of just go in here and use the smudge UVs as well. I kind of like this thing where I just kind of push them around. And there, and I can just kind of pull these and make them a bit more even. And then if I go in and I grab UVs like this, and maybe I'll grab some of these up here, and I go and I use this relax function. I see what that does for me. Sorts that all up. You gotta make that noise too. Remember, otherwise tool won't work. There. And what about this area? This area looks a little bit cranky. And where we were right around here someplace. What happens if I use unfold here? Actually, unfold is going to give me a better result. And unfold did another nice job there. Actually, it's not too bad. A little bit of a big stretch on this, right in this area here. I'm not going to worry about that too much because I don't want to spend a lot of time doing this. I just want to get it done so that it works. And I'm just going to flip to the front view. And in the front view, I'm just going to go in here and grab all these faces. Boop. Make sure I've got all this stuff here. Don't have any extras, and I'll just go and hit delete because I don't feel like laying out UVs for both sides of the face. And I got all that mess up in here to still deal with. But if I go in and I do a quick, where is it? Mirror polygon, negative X, great. And I'm just going to go in here to the poly mirror, and we got merge threshold sitting at there, something like that. So we still got, won't have any extra vertices merging together and giving us troubles. I'm just going to go in here and grab a UV and a shell. What do we got? I picked the red one, I picked the blue one. So I'm just going to flip it around and pull this one over this way. Just going to move it over to here roughly, and I'm just going to go in here and grab these edges all down the center. I just want to make sure that I don't have the edges on this thing selected, so I'm just deselecting those edges so I don't feel like merging in the mouse sock and then having to unmerge it again. And I'm going to go and use the move and sew button, and there we got it. And there's still an issue right here. I suspect there's two vertices that aren't joining together when I did the merge, so I'm going to go in there and do that, and then grab the UVs and sew them. And it still didn't work. What about edges? And sew. There we go. And anything else? Any other weird lines on here? Boop, let's just put it in shaded mode. Looks like that worked out. We got a seam along the top of the head. Great. And then I'll just kind of deal with this mouse sock. So I'm just going to go in here and grab all these faces, and I'm just going to go and do one from the top view. Actually, one other thing I might do is I'm just going to do an isolate select so we just see just that. Create UVs based on camera. Boop. And I don't know whether I should do the top or the bottom of the mouth. I'm just going to go from here. Double click down to there. Great. So that just selects just those edges. I'm going to go and cut that. Grab a UV to shell. There's my little mouth right there. Just going to see what happens if I hit unfold. Unfold gave me the weird freak out thing. So I'm just going to go here to the top. I'm going to deselect, say, that one and that one. And that locks it down. So when I hit the unfold, I get a result more like that. Okay, and I'm just going to see if I move this up a bit. This one here is way too large. Okay, getting lots of texture space on this thing, and I just don't need it. So I'm just going to make that really small, and I'll put it down here someplace. And there, and what else? Oh, this thing didn't fit in here. What about if I hit layout? And layout tried to do something really nice for me, but it didn't really work the way I'd hoped it would. Let's just go in here and grab this whole shell. I'm just going to move this thing over so we're not going out of the 0 to 1, and I'll just kind of scale it down a little bit, and that's great right there. And what do we got? 921. And I'm going to say that's good enough for my UV layout.